That's why they call it the forward rhythm, because he's going to get so many forwards. This one's going to be absolutely big.
Yeah, it's me, Esky Boy. Go E3 all day long, old type maniac. You know we do this. Oh my days.
Okay, so introduce yourself.
I'm Andy.
Yeah.
I run a night called Shuffle.
Yeah.
And a night called Subsessions, but Shuffle's the one.
Okay.
Right.
And I was pretty impressed when I walked in about all your little like scribblings on the wall. Do you want to explain that?
Well, I'd sort of had a thought about. I sort of started running a night called Subsessions, and it's cool. It's a good night, but it's not exactly the night I ever intended to put on.
Yeah.
And I'd always had thoughts about how you should put a night on, and so I literally just took 2 months just spending time thinking how to put a night on. I went through every single fucking detail, like just thinking of every single thing, like just debating every single issue. Like I don't have lights because I don't want any external like, stimuli apart from the music.
Yeah.
And so I just literally went through everything, and then about 2 months of thinking. Just thinking, sitting in work, sitting in my room, just doing nothing but thinking.
Yeah.
I started writing stuff down. It took about a month to get to what I've got here. So I've got things about what music you can have played. And it's not quite a whole exclusive list, because it can graduate and change, like the music changes. But I've got like little things like why you can play certain types of hyper dubstep tracks, but not other hyper dubstep tracks. And like just little things that mattered, like that I felt were important and that had some bearing on the way a night works. I've got all kinds of things. Like I had things for other promotional ideas, but they didn't work out for certain reasons. But
So what are your thoughts on like, well, what do you think about grime music?
I love it. Like it's the thing. I used to. My parents never played me any music when I was a kid. Nothing in our house. So I just grew up listening, trying to find radio. Yeah. I remember when I was like 8 in the playground asking kids about what radio stations to listen to. Yeah. Like Radio 1, Kiss FM. I was like, okay, cool. Tried to listen to them, wasn't really interested, so I kept going through. Just found things.
Did you get any pirate radio then?
Yeah.
Straight on there.
No, I used to live in Forest Hill at this point.
Alright.
So I got Deja.
Yeah.
But that was a bit later on. I started listening to Flex FM, I think.
Yeah.
And Freeze when I could get it.
Yeah.
I think they were the main ones. Sometimes you could get Rinse.
Yeah.
That was mainly like drum and bass back in the day though.
Yeah.
I think there's some garage shows, but it was mainly drum and bass from what I remember. I used to listen to Cool FM sometimes. But yeah, it was mainly Flex for garage. Yeah. And then like when that turned into grime, but when it was still called garage, listening to Deja and stuff. I remember like once I was in school, and then like I was listening to Wiley. I think it was Wiley. Like on the radio, and I texted in, and then Wiley shouted me out. Yeah. And I'd been recording that show. I used to record everything I listened to. Yeah. I must have had about 60 different like cassette tapes of like early grime, and they've all got missing. Oh. Like, you know grimetapes.com?
Yeah, do you see what I was going to say then? I was going to say, well, you could put that on grimetapes.com.
Yeah, I could be bigger than grimetapes.com, much bigger. But I've lost them all. I think I lost them when I moved house once.
It's a sad day.
So I taped it, and then I took it into school with a Walkman. Like, this was like year 9, so I was like 14. This was like 2004. Still using Walkmans and things. I was like, yeah, everyone listen to this. Wiley shouted me out, and everyone was like, oh, bruv, you're a bad man. And I was just thinking, don't they know about radio? It's just like everyone knows.
So like, I mean, like I used to put nights on here in this. This is a small town, Aberystwyth in mid Wales, by the seaside, and it's a university town. Hence why we both ended up here, I guess. I used to try and put nights on here. Well, no, I did put nights on here, spanning from 2005 through to 2007, and I would try and play a bit of grime at the start of the night, and to be honest, people weren't really loving, and then they got into it. And like, what do you think people's perception are on something like grime now? You know, now that people like artists like, I mean, Dizzy was sort of making it back then, but you had people like Kano, Tipsy Strider since then.
I think it's sort of changed a bit now. It's a bit better.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be back in the day. Like, people just think, oh, it's what. Even now, there's still an element of it. People think it's just what kids on the back of buses listen to.
Yeah.
Stuff, shitty mobile phones. And they don't really have a clue about exactly what it is or anything, or where it comes from, or why it's about. But it's sort of getting better. There's more stuff. People like Skepta going in the charts and stuff.
Yeah.
People are slightly more positive to it. I haven't heard. I've had no one go, "Oh, I'm not coming because there's grime."
Yeah.
Which is nice. I thought there might be some of that, or it might scare people a bit, but it hasn't. But lots of people don't actually know what grime is, though. You could play them grime and they wouldn't have a clue, and they'd be like, yeah. You tell them it's grime, they're like, oh, actually, no.
Yeah.
People are a bit closed-minded, but it's all right. It's sort of doing well. There's some people.
Well, I did notice at your night a couple of weeks ago. You know, there's a few guys at the front bouncing around to Tempty.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's been out on radio. One extra is helpful.
Yeah.
Because you hear stuff like that during the daytime.
Yeah.
And like, that's positive.
Yeah.
And lots of kids from the cities now, they've grown up with a culture where, like, when I was growing up, like, the sort of rapping and stuff like that would have been from Biggie.
Yeah.
And people like that. And people from America and Jay-Z. Yeah. But like, now it's kids who are like, so I'm 20, like, I'm not that old, but these kids are like 18.
Yeah.
And so they don't have such a, don't remember so much of the 90s and stuff.
Yeah.
So they'll remember grime.
Yeah.
From back in the day. Some of them remember grime from now, but their memories of that sort of aggressive, like, not necessarily aggressive, but whatever, spoken word, rapping, whatever, will be grime.
Yeah.
So especially from cities and things, and it's developing and moving about.
So would you say that grime is dead?
Nah.
Nah. See.
Nah. It's sort of strangling itself, I think. Yeah. It doesn't really release much music.
Yeah, well, not on vinyl. It's
well, even on MP3 and stuff, you get like 1 or 2 big tunes released a year.
Yeah.
But I'm quite glad, like, what Elijah and Skilliam are doing with Butters.
Yeah. Big up Grime Forum.
Yeah. Big up Elijah and Skilliam. But yeah, they sort of but the thing is, what they're doing is because they're putting out music and they've gone, you know what, it's important to release on vinyl in a digital age because it gives music more meaning.
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, raw, actually, maybe we should start releasing music again. And so you've got all these labels that weren't releasing much, but they're pushing more out now. And you've got other people that are starting to push stuff out. Yeah. Terry Danger's just set up a new label again.
Oh, that's good.
Like Hard Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, 'cause he used to run Aftershock, innit?
Yeah.
But yeah, so he started up Hard Drive now, and then No Hats No Hoods are releasing quite regularly. And you're getting grime out on other labels that aren't grime labels.
I think one of the guys or a couple of guys used to do Dirty Canvas. They did they started up the No Hats No Hoods, and that's why kind of Dirty Canvas like sunk their night, as it were, sunk a bit because they were putting all their energy into that. But like, there's been like Rude Kids released a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's released quite a bit on there. Electric and Screwdriver, and then the Jack Daniels EP. They're both wicked.
Yeah. So basically, is it a thumbs up for grime music?
Yeah, definitely. It's a struggle still, but it's always gonna be, isn't it? It's not for everyone though. That's the thing. Yeah. It's quite good.
It's very niche, but if you love it, you love it, and we love it. So. Yeah,
and at the moment there's lots of white middle class kids that want to pretend they're cool, and so they'll listen to it. And that's a promoter who needs to make enough money to pay off your sound system. Then that's positive. Yeah.
Well, thank you for the interview, Andy.
No worries.
And good nights ahead, hopefully. Yeah, let's see if we can fucking spit this bar out. That sound like a twat.
No, definitely. You'll do it. It's your thing, innit?
Yeah. We are taking it back, apparently.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you know me, it's Sketchy Boy.